Hello everyone, Darkizer here, welcoming you back to my Space Engineers Battlecruiser survival build. I wanted to give you all a brief update. I'm trying to keep the updates more frequent and yet shorter, and I wanted to fill you in on my recent progress. I have all 4 of the Leviathan engines in now. As I have been reporting in previous episodes, I basically put down the thruster and then I throw in whatever steel plate I happen to have on me, just so that I don't accidentally wind up grinding them off. Now these last 2 that I just put down, I have only barely actually fastened them in. So they're in, but not by much. So I'm definitely going to be welding all of this up and making all of this a priority so that I can get on top of things. One of the reasons why I really felt that I had to get this done, I did some calculations on the width of the thrusters, sidewalls of the engineering spaces, and so forth, and I obviously came dangerously close to my gravity generators. So I don't have a lot of room. Let me turn my HUD off so that we can... Okay, we've got some flickering going on here. But I was really close to my gravity generators, and I did not want to have to worry about moving these, and I did not want to have to worry about installing new ones. So I absolutely did not want to. Wow, it's almost better to have the HUD on than to have that thing flickering on. We'll have to go ahead and do it this way. I also have managed to figure out a couple of other items that I had to deal with. In my previous episode, I wanted to make sure that I could figure out how to get some stairs, and it was one of those simple things. You flip the damn thing upside down and everything works fine. I went ahead and I put down some grid work to make sure that everything was the same height. I have also, and I'm doing some of this under gravity, I have 4 of my gravity generators on so that I could demonstrate. I put in my other staircase, and I wanted to demonstrate how the ramps worked. Under most circumstances, you go past the sensor, the ramp goes down. We're having some lag here. And then as I come off the ramp, I have another sensor over here, which triggers and then closes the thing. If I'm coming up the stairs from the engineering space, hit the sensor, the ramp comes down. Again, the lag spikes are pretty bad this morning. And then I hit the top of the ramp and everything goes up. I need to put in a railing. I may use a railing mod. I am unsure. I have to work that out. I also was trying to figure out how I would be able to pass from one side of the keel of the ship to the other. So I went ahead and rigged this up as well. Same general type of system. You come up, the door's open. You step far enough away from the sensor, the door closes. You step close to the other sensor. There you go. Now anyone that's traveling from one side of the keel to the other, they're still maintaining air pressure. Now, I've talked several times about planning and how important the planning stage is, because if you hurry things, you wind up screwing something up. And if you don't catch it soon enough, then you wind up with some very important part of your ship not working right. This is a perfect example of something simple. I don't know how I was stupid enough to think that this was going to hold air pressure from one side of the keel to the other. Completely ignorant idea that this was going to work. What I actually had to do, and I've already started this process, and now I have to do the same thing all along the keel. I had to cut out the conveyor pipe, and then I had to go ahead and use the airtight conveyor mod, and I needed to put 2 airtight conveyors in so that I can still convey ammunition, or in the case of the green pipe, I'm doing oxygen. But I needed to convey that from one side to the other without having a breach in my hull. So all of these areas, I had to put 2 of these. I have an identical setup under here, going through there, carrying ammunition. And all of these set up along here, I'm going to have to grind these pipes out and put in the other conveyors all the way along the keel. Fortunately, I caught it before I did anything stupid. Well, more stupid. But it's, on the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be a tremendous amount of work, and I'm really, really glad that I caught it now. Would have been a mess to go back after I've welded up all of this flooring and had all of this utility space all sealed in, and then discovered that I have to go back and fix something. I also started welding up all of the armored columns that I have all of my gravity generators sitting on. And again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to get these thrusters in, and I wanted to get these engine rooms framed out so that I would get an idea of what I was doing, how much space I had to work with. I don't know why those doors are glowing. Okay, weird. Gonna have to ask the developers about that one. I also, as placeholders, I started putting in conveyor tubes for the O2 system. Going to wind up welding these up. I made all of these just 10 blocks high. I have absolutely no idea how high I need them to be. I have not yet framed out this space. I don't know how large these rooms are going to be or what they're going to be for. So I'm going to be doing that at all of these major junctions all over the ship. And again, those are just placeholders to make sure that I don't accidentally build over something and then I suddenly find out I've got to go cutting holes in my floor to figure things out. Now the other staircase, and let me go, I covered up my hatch, okay, and then I hit my head. So going to have to put that hatch back so that I can get back under here more easily. We have our area outside our engine room. We have our airlocks. Now these are not automatic, and I did not want to make them automatic. I'm debating on that in my own mind, but I don't want everything on the ship to be automatic because I'm worried at some point that I'm going to do the wrong thing and I'm going to push the wrong button to depressurize things. So here's my other staircase. Have to make sure all of my lighting is correct, and as you can see, I'm running around with my helmet light off, and I'm going to do that for the majority of the project from now on so that I can get a better idea of how the lighting works on the ship. Now that leads up to the other cargo ramp. This leads over to the airlock that will take me out into the utility space. I had mentioned in a previous episode that I needed to make sure that I included that in there. So I went ahead and I threw that in just to make sure I had that all set, got that all welded up. And then of course I have an identical system on the other side. And then I have to light this all and weld this up. I have to go back and indicate what lights these are. As I have mentioned in the past, I'm a nut for naming everything on the ship, but I'm making a lot of these rules up as I go along. So that is my entire update for today. As I said, I'm trying to make the updates more frequent and yet make them shorter. So that's what we have for today. Thank you very much for following along. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to follow the links to some of the other Space Engineers videos that I have done. Most of them are tutorials, but I now have a lunar survival scenario playing. Thank you all very much for joining me. Don't forget, likes are appreciated and subscriptions doubly so. This is Darkhizer signing off. Thank you very much.